about it, January 15th, you got about 2 weeks into whatever you were doing. That's at that kind of breaking point. The January 15th point when you decide to give up on that supposed mission or that New Year's resolution that you set for yourself is about approximately 1 week away from actually making it habitual. 1 week away from where now you're completely sold or a change occurs. And subconsciously, if you're not on the right path or you're not on the right mission, it's going to take about 2 weeks for it to become faded, for it to become part of a distant memory. Even though you may have set that mission or set that goal or set that course on January 1st, it takes about 2 weeks for it to become irrelevant. And then, kind of like they say, out of sight, out of mind, that's what happens to your mission. And it happens to all of us. The reason why is because we're not clear on that mission. That's not our purpose. So if you've ever been there before, if you've started something and not finished it, and if that's a habitual thing for you, there's going to be a definite reason why stuff like that's happening. It's not your mission. You're not clear on it. So I want to talk about discovering what that is and some of the methods that we use in defining our mission and defining our purpose. If you're buying into the fact that everybody here has a purpose, 1 out of 400 million, think about this, 1 out of 400 million are the odds that the sperm and the egg, a particular sperm and a particular egg, and it develops you as a human being. You had a 1 out of 400 million chance of being born. So if you're listening to this right now, if you're watching this live broadcast, or if this is a recording and you're watching it, and you're not rolling with a D on October 23rd, 10:30 p.m. on the road to Atlanta, if that's not where you're at right now, but maybe you're catching this on a re-roll or a replay, doesn't matter. The fact that you're listening to this right now, I want you to know you have hit the lottery. You just being born, 1 in a 400 million chance that your sperm, that sperm that was you, was the one that caused you to come out onto planet Earth. So that's number one. You hit the lottery just by being here. And if you don't think that you have a purpose, well then you're going to have a rude awakening, because you do have a purpose and you will wake up. The question is when. So what do we do? How do we go about finding that purpose? What are some of the exercises that I do? And I'm going to share a couple of those that I do with my own team, where we dig deep within the recesses of our mind. Because what happens, I find that a lot of people, once they hit that 18-year-old mark, they start to give up on things. And we talked about the difference between quitting and giving up on a previous show, so definitely go back and check that one out. But they start to give up on things. The first thing that you start to give up on is yourself. Because you had an idea, I'm sure, if you're a female right now listening to this, remember, go back to when you were a little girl. Every little girl had this idea in their head, had this, what they wanted to be when they grow up. And when they were going to be a grown woman, what did every girl think about? They wanted a princess, right? It's, they wanted to be a princess, Prince Charming, and it's planted into us. I mean, even fairy tales, Cinderella and everything. You want to be a princess, you want to be a queen. But as you grow up and you get a little older, that becomes kind of childish, and we start to give up on that. And that's what happens. And then we get a little older, young boys, what do they want to be? An astronaut, want to be, the president of the United States, want to be a superstar of some sort, female, pop singer, whatever it wants to be. But we start to give up on that. Think, the chances are that it's not going to happen. It's not the chances are that it's not going to happen. The chances of it happening are better than the chances of you actually giving up on it. But that happens. A lot of times it happens because of the environment that we're around. People aren't people aren't believing in it, and then we start not to believe in it. So we slowly start to give up those things that we dreamt and that we thought about, and we start to alter and go for other things. And this doesn't work out, this doesn't work out, this doesn't work out, that doesn't work out. And over time, as we start to grow into ourselves, we feel kind of lost. And at 25, 26 years old, that's exactly where I was. That's when I kind of woke up. That's when I got mission clarity. And that's when I discovered my purpose. It didn't happen for me when I was 18. I tried some things. Some of you guys know a little bit about my story. I joined the military, did that for several years. It wasn't my purpose though. I felt unclear, and I felt I didn't really have a sense of purpose or that sense of mission. And after the military, I kind of searched around. People call it soul searching. So people are soul searching. I searched around. I wondered. And more than just wondering, I wandered. I wandered around aimlessly, wondering when it was going to happen to me. And finally, 25, 26 years old, a light went off. And some of us, if you're watching this, maybe that's where you're at. Maybe you're waiting for your light to go off. But if you're one of those people, if you're waiting, I want you to be thinking about it every single day. And I want to share a couple ideas with you tonight in this segment about how you can trigger that light, or maybe ignite that light and help it go off in your life. So I'm excited to share this information with you guys. And I do want to give a little love to a couple of our show supporters, a couple of our sponsors that we have. And since we're doing a little bit of a different format, we're coming to you live on the road, we're going to be able to share those with you. But I'm going to do a little shout out. I'd like to give a shout out to one of our supporters that we have. If you're ready to simplify your life with modern real-time accounting, a lot of us, I know I'm not a math wizard, and I needed help with this for my own personal taxes and finances and for my business. I'd like to introduce you guys to Delucia & Co. And if you're ready to simplify your life with modern real-time accounting, you're going to want to visit Michael and his team over at Delucia & Co. They offer a variety of services. They offer accounting, they offer bookkeeping, they offer taxes, tax planning, financial planning for individuals and for businesses. So if you're an individual stylist or if you're a salon owner, he can help you out in both ways, help you saving time and helping saving money. That's really what they're about. And they utilize the latest in innovations in cloud-based technology to really help you grow your business. And that's the thing that I like about them, to help you grow your business. And they can help, take whatever you're working with now. If you're working with another platform or provider, they can adapt to any platform. They're truly accountants for the digital age, and it'll help keep you up to date with the latest strategies and solutions when it comes to financial planning and tax planning. So I definitely want you guys to reach out. You can get in touch with Delucia & Co. at deluciaco.com, also at 813-252-0-TAX. That's 813-252-0-TAX. Delucia & Co. Simplify your life with modern real-time accounting. Definitely want you guys to check them out. So tonight, if you're just tuning in, welcome aboard. You're now rolling with the D, hashtag RWTD, coming to you live. And we're not at a location because we're on the move. We're on the road, literally on the way to Atlanta. We'll be arriving in Atlanta probably within the next 30, 45 minutes. But we're doing the show. We're totally committed. We're all in. So thank you guys for joining us. If you are in the stream, make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you leave a question. Make sure you show us a little bit of love. If you love Atlanta, let us know. If you're from Atlanta and you're watching the show, let us know where in Atlanta should we go when we have downtime, because we're coming in blind. We're coming in. But tonight what we're talking about is mission and clarity. And I want to share a couple things that I do with my team that I think will be beneficial for you to use if you're trying to discover your mission. One of the most powerful things that I do every single time I think about starting a venture, starting a company, trying out a new product, a new idea, entering into a relationship, whether it's business or personal, I run it through the why test. And when I'm talking about why, the why test, I'm not talking about the letter Y. I'm talking about the word why. W-H-Y question mark. So what is the why test? So if you're taking notes, write this down. The why test is when you say, okay, I'm thinking about starting a business. I'm thinking about going into this or that venture, this or that deal, this or that relationship. Or I'm thinking about purchasing this or that. Or I'm thinking about going to school for this or that. You put it through the why test. And the way that the why test works is you write down that thing. You get a blank piece of paper. It's always good to start with something clean. And it's always good to do this with pen and paper, not doing it on your, I know we're in a digital age and everybody wants to type everything with their thumbs, but there's a magic that happens when you put paper and pen together. There's a body mechanic, a kinesthetic movement that's happening that connects the brain, the hand, and the information that you're putting down. So I definitely want you to do this with an actual piece of paper. We're going old school, okay? Piece of paper and a pen. And when you're writing, I want you to write that thing, whatever that thing is, I want you to write that at the top of the paper. So for example, say you're thinking about going to, I don't know, Atlanta University. You're going to go there for school to become a dental hygienist, whatever it is, you pick it. Or say you're thinking about opening a salon. So I'm going to open a salon. That would be what I would put at the top of the paper. I'm going to go to X school. That's what I would put at the top of the paper. Once you put that at the top of the paper, you're going to write why underneath it with a question mark. Now, down the paper, you're going to number it from number 1 all the way to number 21. So 1 to 21. Now you're going to read the question, and each time you read the question, it's going to sound like this. I'm thinking about going to Atlanta University or starting my own salon. Why? And you're going to write a reason. Your goal to run this through the why test is to list out 21 things, 21 whys you're doing what you're doing. Now, if you get to 7 and you're stuck, then that's probably, safe to say, not that important for you, not really part of your mission. There's no clarity there. If you get to 14 and it starts to struggle, probably not the one, whatever you're thinking about. Your goal is 21. If you have a mission, if you have clarity, if it's a sense of purpose, when you get to 21, you'll probably not be able to stop. But the magic of 21, that's where you're trying to go to. You're trying to get to 21 reasons why you want to do this or that or whatever it is. So when I talk about goals and with our team, we have typically 5 areas that we focus on. We have personal, we have business, we have professional. Our business is kind of business/financial. We have professional, we have spiritual. We have all of those areas. So when we look at our personal, our professional, our business, financial, our spiritual, we look at all of these areas. What we do is for each one of those areas, we're looking to put down 20 things in there. And then we start running through that list of 20 different things to narrow it down to 10, to 5, to 4, to 3. 3 things, 3 main goals. And then within those 3 goals, say it's my professional goals. Maybe for me it's, I want to become an educator for XYZ. I want to get this promotion for XYZ. I want to hit this level in my journey with XYZ company. Maybe those are my top 3. Now what I would do is I would take those top 3 professional goals and I would run each one of them through the why test. Meaning I would put down that one piece of paper, one goal, one question. Why is it important to you? Why do you want to achieve it? And I would look to get 21 whys, or else I would put that on a low priority goal that's probably not attached to my mission. When you start running your goals or the things that you're thinking about doing through this test, what you're going to discover is, through that process, you're going to discover what your mission is. And it's kind of interesting because when you start to connect the dots, you start realizing that all of those things tie into your purpose. All of those things. My business goals, my professional goals, my financial goals, my personal goals, my spiritual goals, my physical goals, they all tie in to my purpose, which is education, educating people, and sharing information to help people discover their greatness. This show ties into that purpose. It's a way for me to work on my mission. Owning a salon, hiring a team of people, going and doing education, it's a way for me to tie into my mission, to help educate people, to inspire people, to help them discover their inner greatness. That's my mission. Everything I do ties in to that mission. And it's not by coincidence. It's because it's part of my purpose. It's part of my reason being. And if you go through this process, guys, this is what's going to happen. You're going to start discovering that mission. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is practices. How do you keep it fueled? How do you not let things fade away? How do you not let them become distant kind of memories? Or, oh yeah, that used to work, or I used to do that. It's kind of like going back to that whole New Year's thing. What happens when people set a New Year's resolution? What's the number one resolution that people set? You know, it's about physical, right? Want to get into shape. Everybody wants to get into shape. You know, if you go to the gym, the first week of January is like the busiest, the highest number of gym memberships are sold. One of our businesses is right next door to one of the biggest gyms in Tampa. It's the highest number of memberships they sell in that first, week. That week before the January 1st and that week after January 1st. It's freaking packed. We're talking gym. Everyone's in there working out. Second week, kind of pretty strong attendance. Third week of January, pretty quiet. End of January, it's dead. It's dead. The only people in there are the people that are committed. That's a part of their being. It's a part of their purpose. Everyone's trying to quit something or start something, and they choose to do it around the new year. That's tradition, but what keeps it going? So that's what I want to talk to you guys about next. So the first thing, trying to discover mission, trying to discover clarity. I want you to pick something that you think that you're into, one of your missions, one of your goals, one of your avenues that you're focused on right now. Blank piece of paper, write down, I want to become X, or I want to do this. Underneath that, write why, big question mark. Number it from 1 to 21. Start listing out the whys. Your goal is to get to 21, or it's not a part of the mission or purpose that you're designed for. This is about discovering what your design is. So that's the next thing I want to talk to you about, is how do you keep the fire going? What are some of the daily practices that you're going to need to do? Before we do that, though, I'm going to bring you a little message from our 1.0 Express. So 1.0 Express, what is that? You guys may have seen it. It's a new brand that we're building. And it is a Paul Mitchell focused salon where we do our professional training. And if you're a professional stylist, who loves professional training, or you're a salon owner who wants your stylist to receive the best professional training and become more well-rounded, well, then that's when you want to visit 1.0 Express. 1.0 Express is a professional training salon. At 1.0 Express, we're going to be offering a variety of weekly mini classes and workshops that range in areas such as hair cutting, hairstyling, business building, and hair coloring. We have 1.0 Express Professional Training Salon. You can find out more about it if you visit our website. It's thesalon1.net. Visit there. We'll have our upcoming schedules going up of classes and workshops that you can plug yourself into, plug your team into. So if you're a salon professional who loves professional training, then 1.0 Express, you're going to want to check that out. Really excited about that. Really excited to be doing a lot of hands-on training. Some of it may be virtual. The majority of it's going to be hands-on. You can come to our training center in South Tampa, Florida. So definitely check out thesalon1.net to find out more about 1.0 Express, the professional training salon. So tonight, if you're just tuning in, love to hear from you. Love to hear what your thoughts are on your mission. If you think that you know your mission, you've discovered your mission, your purpose, why you're here, why you out of 400 million sperm made it into the egg and became a living, walking, breathing being on planet Earth. If you know your mission and you're clear on that, I want you to share it with me. Share it in the stream, share it in the live stream, share it in our community so people can hear from you. People can learn a little bit about your mission, learn a little bit about you. So share that in the stream. That's what we're talking about tonight. So we're going over some of the ways you can discover your mission, discover your purpose. So now that we talked a little bit about how you can discover it, I want to talk to you about how to keep it fueled, how to keep the fire burning. And that's going to be daily. You're going to need to do things on a daily basis that are going to keep the fire burning. So some of the things, one of my mentors, Grant Cardone, he has a practice that he does and something that I adopt. You want to be in touch with those goals every single day. Some people do a goal statement. They look at it once a month. Some people look at it once a year. Some people write them down, put them away, and they never look at them again. And then they're wondering, why aren't they hitting more of their goals? Well, something my mentor taught me was you want to be looking at them and getting in touch with them, writing them, rewriting them, repositioning them every single day. Every single day. So that's something that you can do to keep the fire burning. Number two, what else can you do? Number two thing for me is to make sure you have an accountability partner. You have to share that goal with somebody that's going to support it. You don't want to share it with somebody, like if you're trying to get in great shape, you don't want to share it with your best friend that's a fast food addict, because they're probably not going to support you. You're like, come on, man, it's just McDonald's. It's no one's going to see. Let's just cruise over here and grab a double quarter pounder with cheese, man. They're not going to support it. So you don't want to share it with them. You want to share your goal with somebody you know is going to support it. Somebody that's going to be, go for it, pushing you for it, reminding you of it. So you need an accountability partner. And the third thing that I do, one of our part of our recipes, is make sure that you have it in multiple places. Because when you're having a crappy day, or you're having a storm hit you, a storm come out of nowhere, they call it a shit storm. When that happens to you, you're going to be able to, we're going through this awesome tunnel right now. This is the best lighting we've had the whole show. Yeah, stay in the tunnel for the next 5 minutes so we finish out the show. All right, back to darkness. But when you're going through a shit storm, this is what you're going to need. You're going to pull that out and you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, okay, this is my purpose. This is why I'm here. Things are bad, but they're not going to be this way forever. One of my mentors has a saying, if you fall down, try to land on your back, because if you land on your back, you can look up, and if you can look up, you can get up, because it's going to happen. So I like to have it on me, written in my digital space, have it in my notes, have my goals in my notes. I even have it laminated up on the wall in my shower, so when I'm in there, it's there. Have it written on your mirror, get some dry erase markers, write it on your mirror in your bathroom. Anywhere you can have it that you'll see it on a regular basis. That's going to be huge. So those are a few tips for you guys. I hope this helps you out. Mission clarity, write it down, 21 reasons why it's important to you. If it doesn't pass the test, ditch it, move on to the next goal. 3 ways to keep the fire burning. You want to, number 1, review it, get in touch with it every day, write it down, reread it. Number 2, have an accountability partner. Number 3, have it written and posted in multiple places and spaces. So when you go through a shitstorm, you can call on it, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I want to get your feedback. It's been an awesome show. Literally, we're back on wheels. We're cruising down the highway, trying to make it safely to our destination. ATL will be up on the live stream tomorrow night. Let people know, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We will be on the air. You are rolling with the D. Hashtag RWTD. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you thought of the show tonight. Share this with your friends, your family, anyone you think that needs a little checkup from the neck up. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'm your host, Sunny D, signing off. We're pulling into Atlanta, ready to tear it up, and I'll see you guys on the air tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Be there, be square. There's no other place you want to be except rolling with a D. See you guys tomorrow night. Live a great life, live a full life. You owe it to yourself. Make things happen, shake up the world, find your purpose, discover you. But remember, you're 1 in 400 million. It's a miracle that you're here. Don't waste it, guys. This is Sunny D, and I'm out. Thanks for tuning in.